I'm recording this video right after France qualified on penalties. That's right, France is in the Euro semi-finals after beating Portugal on penalties. It was an electrifying game, where both teams showed why they are considered European football powers. The contest was fierce from start to finish, culminating in a dramatic penalty shootout that guaranteed France's place. Next Tuesday, the French team will face Spain in this highly anticipated semi-final. The two semi-finals on this side of the bracket, the heavy side, were played this Friday and both had extra time, showing the high level of competitiveness and determination of the teams in search of the title. In the recent Euro match, France eliminated Portugal on penalties, marking a dramatic outcome to a game in which the Portuguese team demonstrated its best performance in the tournament. Despite the elimination, Portugal's performance on the field was remarkable, with the team dominating most of the game and presenting a well-developed strategy. From the beginning, Portugal took the initiative, showing an offensive and determined stance. The strategy of concentrating plays on the left side with Rafael Leão and Nuno Mendes proved effective. Both players were standouts, with Rafael Leão using his speed and skill to create scoring chances, while Nuno Mendes stood out both in defense and in supporting the attack. The connection between the two was one of the team's strengths, creating several dangerous opportunities for the opponent. In the second half, Portuguese pressure increased and the team had good opportunities to score. However, French goalkeeper Maignan made at least 3 crucial saves, keeping his team in the game and frustrating Portugal's efforts to open the scoring. These saves were key moments that prevented Portugal from translating their superiority into goals. During extra time, Portugal maintained a more careful stance, aware of the risk of a fatal counterattack by France. Still, the Portuguese team continued to be the most threatening, controlling ball possession and creating more chances. The physical and mental exhaustion of both teams was evident, but Portugal's determination to seek victory remained until the end. When the match was decided on penalties, the tension reached its peak. Despite the superiority demonstrated throughout the game, Portugal failed to take advantage of penalties, culminating in their elimination. The team's performance, however, was worthy of praise and made clear the potential and quality of the Portuguese squad. France, when facing Portugal, maintained a conservative strategy, focusing on counterattacks and quick transitions, especially after Dembele's entry. This game plan aimed to capitalize on the gaps left by Portugal when attacking, using Dembele's speed and skill to create opportunities in moments of transition. However, even with the implementation of this strategy, Dembele was not the main highlight of the match. Several other players from both teams stood out with notable performances. Maignan, the French goalkeeper, was one of the heroes of the match. With at least 3 crucial saves in the second half, Maignan ensured France stayed in the game. His performance under the goals was impeccable, displaying quick reflexes and an excellent reading of the game, frustrating Portugal's attempts to open the scoring. Jules Koundé, the defender, demonstrated defensive solidity, being essential in containing the Portuguese attacks. Koundé showed great skill in marking and intercepting passes, as well as a good recovery capacity, helping to keep France's defensive line organized and resilient. William Saliba, another key player in the French defense, had a robust performance. His physical presence and ability to anticipate were fundamental in blocking Portugal's attacks. He also contributed to the construction of plays from the defense, showing good vision of the game and precision in his passes. In midfield, N'Golo Kanté was tireless. His ability to cover large areas of the field and make precise tackles was vital in neutralizing the Portuguese midfield. Kanté also helped initiate counterattacks with quick, accurate passes, providing a crucial link between the French defense and attack. On Portugal's side, veteran defender Pepe had a solid performance, demonstrating his usual leadership and experience. He was effective in marking and aerial balls, keeping the Portuguese defense organized and resilient, especially during moments of French pressure. Rafael Leão and Nuno Mendes, both on the left side of Portugal, had exceptional performances. Rafael Leão, with his speed and skill, was a constant threat to the attack, creating several goal opportunities. Nuno Mendes, in turn, not only supported the attack, but also showed defensive consistency, contributing significantly on both sides of the field. In midfield, Vitinha was a driving force for the Portuguese team. His vision of the game and ability to distribute precise passes helped Portugal maintain possession of the ball and build offensive plays. Vitinha also stood out in recovering balls and putting pressure on opponents, showing an excellent combination of technique and defensive work. Although France adopted a more conservative strategy, the penalty shootout victory and progression through the tournament were largely due to the individual performances of players such as Mainin, Koundé, Saliba, and Kanté. Likewise, Portugal, despite the elimination, saw players like Pepe, Rafael Leão, Nuno Mendes, and Vitinha shine, showing that the team has a talented and promising squad for the future. The match was a spectacle of talent and tactics, with players from both sides leaving everything on the field. Portugal's elimination on penalties was a bitter outcome, especially after such a dominant performance. However, the game will be remembered for its exceptional individual displays and the passion shown by both teams. In the end, France went through to face Spain. Portugal, despite playing better, ended up losing on penalties. Coach Deschamps prefers a solid team that takes few risks, which was evident at the Euros, where France scored just 3 goals in 5 games. They passed, but Portugal played better. That's part of football. The game against France may have been Cristiano Ronaldo's last tournament with the Portuguese national team, a fact that adds an emotional and historical layer to the match. Ronaldo, one of the greatest football players of all time, has been a central figure for Portugal throughout his career, and the prospect of his international retirement brings mixed feelings to fans. Cristiano Ronaldo has an international career that spans nearly 2 decades, starting in 2003. He not only led the team with his extraordinary skill and goal-scoring ability, but also inspired a generation of players and fans with his work ethic, determination, and passion for the game. His influence goes beyond numbers and records. He has become an icon and a symbol of excellence in the sport. In Ronaldo's possible goodbye, Portugal's performance at the Euros takes on an even deeper meaning. The team's dedication and performance, especially in the game against France, reflect the competitive spirit that Ronaldo has always brought to the field. Even at the age of 39, he continued to be an influential presence, leading by example and contributing significantly to the team's campaign. For fans, Ronaldo's farewell would be a moment of great emotion. Many grew up watching his achievements and victories with the national team, from the historic victory at Euro 2016 to his countless goal-scoring records. His absence in the future will be felt not only in terms of talent, but also as a leader and motivator for his teammates. However, Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy in the Portuguese national team is assured. He left an indelible mark on world football and in the hearts of Portuguese fans. The new generation of players, many of whom were inspired by him, are ready to carry forward the standard of excellence he set. If this truly is Cristiano Ronaldo's last tournament with Portugal, it will be remembered not only as the end of an era, but also as a glorious chapter in the rich history of Portuguese football. His impact and contributions to the sport will continue to be celebrated and remembered for years to come.